perfect.
Yeah, and then like
Um,
I went on the map and I'm like I'm looking for like businesses that they might have worked at. I'm like, oh, Paltry's Pastries. Oh, it is in the same building or complex as a boarding house. I didn't actually look up the boarding house I'm staying in. It's in my book, so I'm gonna see what they got on it.
hmm,
What was it
yeah,
called? Um,
Lady Drayton's, I believe, because it was one of the expansion books. It wasn't like it wasn't
oh,
either of the ones that I have.
it's not in the cage.
It's not in the cage or the Factals Manifesto. It
Oh,
was
it's
in
like it's probably just like a location from one of
it's a
the
sub
adventures.
adventure. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I assume it would be the point where like the plot hook happens in one of these
Mm-hmm.
other small adventures.
That's fine. That just means you get to make everything up about it.
Yeah. Well, sort of the living situation is less important to me. I imagine that you lived in the very, very attic of whatever
Sure.
building you were
Sure.
in. The teeniest top part of the building, and they might have even made like a smaller chamber in the attic, specifically your size, um, in order to save space and still use it as storage. Um, you live in and around, I believe it's Little Arcadia specifically. That's the neighborhood. Um, and I was looking at interesting little fairy traits. One of the ones for, I think it was while it was still playtest content,
Yeah, I was looking for that
was
table. I can't remember
um,
where it was.
yeah, it was a D8 table, but there was one that said smells vaguely like fresh baked brownies, and I thought that would be
Yes, I remember that.
perfect.
Yes, absolutely.
Um,
I'm going through like so. I picked the failed merchant background, which is technically from Ack Inc., but we don't have to have any of that Ack Inc. flavor. But one of the personality traits is my heart wasn't in being a merchant, so I failed. I'm not all that keen on adventuring either, but I need the money.
mhm.
Yeah, I'm just going through these right now. Survival, generosity. I'd say survival is his main goal. Um, Stability, wealth. With enough coin, I could buy comfort, power, knowledge. Yeah. Oh, that's technically the evil one. Nothing will stand. It says wealth. With enough coin, I can buy comfort, power, knowledge, and even eternal life. Nothing will stand between me and money.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm going with that one.
Well, yeah.
I'm just looking through these
Um,
right now.
it's cool because I was also thinking that it would be useful to have something in the way of like a where this fairy originates. I couldn't necessarily imagine that you would have started in Sigil properly, that you
No, I would say.
um
I mean, I was just gonna let them be a natural born cager.
okay.
That's what I was fine with. It's easier for
w-
me to pull lore out of my ass that way.
well, if that were the case, there is only one place that I can think of that would have that kind of nature, which I guess that it would have to be somewhere in.
What do you mean
Well,
nature? I got two fairy parents. They fucked. I was born. You don't need a fucking flower bed
you
for it.
have just a full urban existence, an urban fairy. Very
Yeah, you
interesting.
don't need any god. We don't. This dude. There's not a lot of trees in this place, so I just
Well,
imagine that
yeah.
he's just a guy. I'm very small. They're very small, but they're just a
Hmm.
guy.
That's
I still don't
see
know what they are. That's mostly
the
what I wanted to do today was figure out how I want to play their personality.
the thing I was thinking is that the sensates apparently have a or their faction headquarters, I should say, is in Arborea, more specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are not a direct line, or if you weren't directly born in Arborea, that's probably where your lineage is. It is slightly easier in the sense that we don't have to think about specific Feywild scenarios or anything like that. Your family originates from that. Um, that plane
I think I just
and
found
and
out
just
what I
exist
want
in the city.
his driving force to be, and that's one of these bonds is I owe a dangerous person a lot of money. As long as they're happy, they let my debt rest unpaid. So I imagine that's
I
from my failed business,
Yeah, I was
my
thinking that
loans.
you would, right.
So yeah, my main thing is getting out there and getting as much money as possible. And adventurers are the ones who find boatloads. They somehow stumble across fucking boatloads of treasure when they just
They
go
don't
out and
even
do
appreciate it. That's the
exactly.
thing.
Ugh.
That's the biggest thing that you've noticed.
Yeah.
And as a sensei, I mean, you've gotten the inside uh peeking the window, the view into just the antics and the nonsense, the wastefulness of adventurers.
Okay, I think I've picked my personality traits. Let me double check what they are. Features and or description. Oh, nope. Where'd my ideals? Oh yeah, survival. Well, I'm gonna pick this wealth ideal, but I'm not gonna be evil about it.
It's
Like,
fine.
nothing will stand between me and some money. I'm hyperbolizing, but I need the
Well,
money.
the one thing I was going to say is that your character will definitely have a bag of holding on them.
Okay.
That's something that you are required to have for work. Um,
I failed, but I'm awesome. So when anybody else is successful, it must be because of nepotism, dishonesty, or dumb luck. No, I don't.
oh,
I don't think I'm going with that one.
that's good.
Um, okay, here we go. Why spend gold here when you could buy the same thing for a copper in the next town?
hmm You're like, I know a place in the hive.
So, oh, okay, yeah. So he needs a bunch of money, but he will not spend it
hmm
unless he has to. Okay,
Yeah, that
so
makes sense.
here's the personality traits that I picked just like kind of from the tables. My heart wasn't in being a merchant, so I failed. I'm not all that keen on adventuring either, but I need the money. I was cutting corners and breaking deals to maximize a profit. That's why I failed. Uh, with enough coin, I can buy comfort, power, knowledge, and even eternal life. I don't know about the eternal life part. I don't care about that. Um,
Sort of buffet.
uh, Nothing will stand between me and money. I owe a dangerous person a lot of money. As long as they're happy, they let my debt rest unpaid. Why spend gold here when you can buy the same thing for a copper in the next town?
Yes, and the specific person that you owe money is uh Larry Olivier,
Enemies.
the octopus.
Larry Olivier. Is he a?
I
Uh,
believe that we mentioned Olivier,
I think we have.
um, the octopus.
Uh,
Uh,
is he a money lender?
uh, he's a crime boss.
Crime boss. Got it. Organizations, Society of Sensation.
Yes, and luckily you've already been accepted and you're in the faction fully. No need to fuss with any of that stuff. It's a lot better to be in the faction rather than to be wanting to join or an outsider
Sure,
to that
sure.
faction in particular.
Oh, dude, some of the guys they haze the fuck out of new guys.
Yeah,
like, like I don't think it's cool, but tradition's tradition.
and you have, especially among other fairy folk in the society, something of a mischievous relationship, um, with Twinkle Toes or Bartleby or whoever.
Whichever one did the brain screwing to Bast or whatever.
I was thinking about that guy. I have his name somewhere.
What happened then again? Because I know I was just taken aback, and so was Bast. It was what
It,
neither of us were expecting. What happened?
it was sort of like those scenes in The Evil Within where
Mm-mm,
that helmet,
mm-mm,
spiked helmet, goes into
mm-mm.
your head.
I never saw that movie, but I don't like what you're
It was a
describing.
video game.
Ah. Mm. Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't like it.
they were sort of.
Why did he do that? What like can you the DM
He
tell
was
me
extracting the memory of those people who were dancing, um,
right? Wait, the
and that was
Bladelings?
the
Oh no, or no,
agreement. No,
the
the
ones that
people
got
who did the ladies' dance.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. So that's not how they normally do it. Is
No,
there are other
there
ways
are
to
there
extract
are a
memories?
number of other ways.
That's the one
Wands
that guy
are the
liked.
most common.
That guy seemed so cool, but he's just a fucking psycho.
Yeah, he was an odd duck. Um,
Cause Bast
he
thought he was
he
cool.
was he was really jaded because of being delegated to the sort of free to play part of the Society
Oh
of
my god.
Sensation and
Oh, the
um
fucking rabble.
yeah, dealing with clueless and people who may want to join but may not necessarily have the right interests in mind. So he's very suspicious of the general Burke off the street.
Hmm.
Um,
Even if they aren't clueless.
right. Yeah, just generally
No,
jaded
that
sensei.
makes sense. Sigil's a
And
shady city.
it is it's not the most comfortable way of extracting memories, but it is one in which the preservation is well maintained.
Right.
Tried and true.
Ah, I see. I see. There's very little encoding loss.
No, yeah. Not a concern for the Davos.
So yeah, Pocket is a foot tall, maybe between a foot and a foot and a half, something like that. Uh, yeah, some- something like that.
Yeah.
Um, they have uh uh blue on blue eyes, like in Dune, like where the whites of their eyes are blue, and then the centers are
Mhm.
like an even deeper blue.
Yeah.
Um, got kind of sparkly golden blonde hair with black highlights kind of streaking through it.
Yeah.
And a rosy olive skin tone.
Hmm. No wings.
No, sorry. Yes. Kind of dragonfly like wings.
Cool. I like the combination. Um, Very interesting energy. And what is their typical garb? Do they have any special
Something
um
super cute. I don't know. Um, kind of. Hmm. Trying to imagine what a city fairy would wear. What a Sigil city fairy would wear. He's a wizard, so it's gonna be something roby. I would say some like tight fitting cloth robes, like not like
okay.
a loose.
Almost like a battle mage outfit.
Yeah, I'll try and find some references. I'll think about that.
Yeah.
Uh, Battle mage. Let's see what comes up with that. Cloth.
That's cool. So you've lived in the city your whole life, but you have also spent a significant amount of time in Arborea, and you know that there are a number of portals specifically to Arborea, in the Civic Fest Hall um, district, particular, um, and in Little Arcadia. And besides the touristy sort of main row of shops and cafes, you may remember that we had a scene where you just looked down a road and there were a number of essentially hookah bars.
Mm.
Um, there's also a gambling district. There are a number of potion makers, artificeries. There's a thriving scene of magic users and sorcerers who the more successful ones take up residence in this part of the city in particular.
I think I found a. I think this is cool. I like this. An image that's pretty close to what I'm gonna choose that they wear.
Hmm.
I'll send a
And
picture to you.
and I'll just say that as far as Lady Drayton's boarding house, oh, very cute. Yeah, I totally get it. Um, it does look like a Final Fantasy character.
Yeah,
Um, as far as Lady Drayton's boarding house is concerned, which I believe is the one. Um, yeah, it is more. It is in the Guildhall ward, but it's more like a hostel, like a youth hostel. It's typically for younger or often orphaned magic users who um, have made some money adventuring and want to stay in a safer part of the city on the cheap.
mm-hmm.
Um, and you have an agreement with Lady Drayton, who is a half elf woman associated with the Society of Sensation. Um, and she has given you sort of a room in the very, very top bunker.
And she's the is she, sorry, well, Lady Drayton, is she the one I work for?
No, you work for a woman named Paltry.
Okay.
Um,
And one sorry, one more time. I was still looking at images. I'm not now. Lady Drayton is just the one who owns the
the
boarding
the
house.
youth hostel, yeah, the boarding house.
It's a youth hostel for casters who can afford it.
Yeah,
Got it.
essentially.
Got it.
Rates are a little bit higher.
What am I paying?
It is for you. Well, you don't pay fees. You help. Um, you sort of have like an exchange work program, I guess, that you're doing. It's just the occasional odds and ends around the place, helping move um, orders and stuff like that. And sometimes you do the occasional like prestidigitation on busy weekends, but you're in very good with Lady Drayton because of your position in the Sensates. You're sort of higher up the chain than her because of your magical upbringing. It's a particular branch and one of the most respected branches of the Society of Sensation. Um,
Which branch?
the one that you chose that specifically focuses in magic, and your mentor who specifically focuses in chrono magic,
Mm,
which I believe is the type of magic
yeah.
that is um, given to Fae.
What is my mentor's name?
Um, I actually did have a name. It is Tagarin the Gray.
Got it.
They've retired to the Feywild.
Oh, so I have to go there to meet with them
Yeah,
pretty
you can
frequently.
send messages.
Cross-planar messaging.
Yeah, the only downside about living at Lady Drayton's boarding house is that she can't cook.
It helps that I
She
work at
doesn't.
a bakery.
Yeah, you'd often find yourself
Bring
making very simple odds and ends, just baking enough like bread, even just
Well,
the really bare essentials.
I imagine I bring
To
home a lot of stuff at the end of the day as well.
Yeah, and she just gets like pre-preserved jams and breads and things that just come out of jars or cans. Um,
Oh, so I imagine that I probably, honestly, taking up. I do have like cooking tools and shit, so I imagine I might have taken up as part of my duties at the boarding house when I can cooking meals for the hostel.
yeah, yeah, and everyone's always very appreciative, and there's something of a novelty. It's bolstered the reputation of the boarding house for sure.
No, yeah, Pocket definitely takes care of all the other youngins and people who stay at the boarding house.
And there's no shortage. Some people succeed and move on. Some people find somewhere else that's worse. Some people stay stagnant, for weeks or months, and one day they just disappear. Not everyone says goodbye.
So it
And
goes.
yeah, it's a business at the end of the day. But our adventure is going to start at Paltry's pastry
Oh.
shop, where you work. And I like the story that you said, and I like sort of imagining the scenario of you trying to have this upstart bakery business and just cutting corners and trying to shice
It was the
your
first
way
thing I did when
through.
I got a chunk of change. However, I got that. I
Right.
I invested it.
Well, you made a shady deal with Lawrence
Right. Right.
Olivier.
I got it in my head that I can do this. I can make a bakery. I got this. This is easy.
And they saw you for the take, and now just the amount of interest alone that you own or that you owe is 4 times the original
I
loan.
imagine that Pocket, while doing research and stuff at the society, came across a wizard who funded their mage stuff and learning through just a simple side business, a mundane something or other, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I can do that. I've cooked a loaf of fairy bread before.
Yeah, yeah, and you've always, you thought that you were great.
It's got
The
sprinkles
demands,
baked into it."
yeah, the demands of doing it in batches and on demand and custom orders and sourcing ingredients and the neighborhood especially. There's not only this one, but there's another little bakery just around the corner. Highlands Bakery, I believe, is the name of it.
Those sons of bitches. We're gonna run them
Yeah,
into the ground.
they really fucking hate you. They're really it's a human run collective of Scottish bakers,
I
and they
imagine they're
do
the
not like your
ones.
flavor.
I imagine they're the ones who ran me out of business, and the one that I'm working at was more just a competitor, and they're even better than they are. Paltry's is
Mhm.
better than them, but they
Yeah,
also don't, care about the the market. They do what they do. And people come through for it.
yeah, no, and Paltry, although she is an orc, she has a very sophisticated palate, and thinks of herself as an artist before a baker, first and foremost. And there are things that are made in the in just the simple hustle and bustle. She sort of likes to always have something consistently going out. Her specialty is a type of orange, white orchid blossom cupcake, which
Yep. That's why I
It's-
want. I want to learn how to make that.
Yeah, and the softness and moistness, and there's a heavy glazed version, and there's a lavender version, and there are different variations off of the main recipe. But that is the recipe. That is the one that sort of put her on the map, the culinary map of the city of Sigil, and she is higher in the Society of Sensation than you, but she is also a member herself and quite a well-known gourmand.
Mm-hmm.
And even though that is her specialty, she's always going after different ingredients, trying to push the boundaries of what can be done in the city in the context of baking, which is increasingly difficult in a world where magical knowledge and knowledge of, I guess, how to wield elements have reached such a height in the city and across the multiverse. She tells you that she is looking for a very particular item, pink void salts, that she wants to use
Pink
to
void
make
salts.
conches. You might not have even heard of pink void salts.
Where's it from?
And she tells you that you may not want to know where it's from.
Well, don't I gotta go get some?
And she says, yes, there's a refinery in the Sandstone district, edge.
Sandstone.
near- Sandstone,
Oh, sandstone.
near the Slumbering Lamb boarding house, but not at the boarding house itself.
Slumbering.
There's
lamb.
underground passageway into the sewers of the city.
Sewers. I don't want to go
yeah.
to the sewers again.
I know, but it's well, if there's it's a mind flare. It's a mind flare that I know we can trust.
Okay.
And
It's not gonna.
if you think that it will go better, this is a very particular item. Any mind flare will have void salts, but pink ones, most mind flayers don't have the patience in order to extract the materials in this way. And she looks at you sternly and says,
Meh.
the secret ingredient is brains.
But like big brains, right?
Big brains.
Not little brains. Not that I have a
No.
little brain.
And she says, I'm not gonna comment on that.
Thank you. What do you mean the secret ingredient is? Oh, in the void salts.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the void salts are infused from primal abyssal energies, and
Yeah.
most mind flayers can't resist
Fucking up the brain before they get
yeah.
to the whole putting
Yeah.
it in the
Yeah.
salt part.
Yeah,
Got it. Yeah, that
exactly.
makes sense. Wait. But you're telling me that this guy has enough self-control to shove a brain in some salt?
And she says, I think that he programmed zombies or something to do it.
He
I'm
like
not
goes
sure.
in another room so he doesn't have to like.
Yeah. And she says, I'm not sure exactly, but I don't think that he is doing it himself.
Do we need to supply the brains, or does he have some?
And she says, I don't think that will be the case. He should already have the salts. You just need to safely navigate through the sewers and
Okay.
seek him out.
Sewers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me some stuff.
And yeah, she nods.
Or
and she goes over,
people. A
and-
lot of stuff for some people.
And she gives you a pouch with 80 platinum pieces in it.
Oh, fuck. Is this a per diem?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
What do you mean, per diem?
This is just like, my spending money, right?
No, she says that's the. You're gonna give that to the Illithid.
Oh, this is like my
You
brains.
have-
You know that.
On your person, or if not on your person, then in. Oh shit! No, you're deeply in debt. You have very little pocket money. Yeah, this is not a per diem.
Is that a joke?
Absolutely not.
Pocket money?
No. I'm sorry.
Because my name is Pocket.
That is a good one.
I got no pocket money. Oh my god. No pocket money.
Yeah, Paltry is not obligated
Oh.
under your contract.
What
to-
kind of magical items have I acquired in my journeys? I am a level 10 wizard.
You are a level 10 wizard. I will roll a table. and
I hope
we'll
it's
find
something
out
useful to a wizard.
together. Good. So you have one potion of stone giant strength.
Gross. These are so gross.
I'm trying to think of
Spell
else.
gems, tomes, rings, staffs, wands, rods, robes. Ion stones, doohickeys.
You have a rod of alertness,
Okay.
and that has helped you keep off the debt collectors.
While holding the rod, you have advantage on perception checks. I can cast the following spells from it. Those are cool.
Because you already have amazingly high perception. Your
Yeah.
passive is basically 20.
My passive perception is 19. Yeah.
Yes.
And then I have advantage on perception checks. I am so alert. As an action, you can plant the heft of the rod in the ground. 60-foot radius. Bright light. +1 bonus to AC and saving throws. And sense the location of any invisible hostile creature also in the light. After 10 minutes, pull the rod. Very cool.
Yeah.
The other more common stuff? Oh yeah, I have a bag of holding at least.
Yeah, you have a bag of holding. I mean, you're pretty skint, as they say in the UK.
Well, see, the thing about that is
Most of the stuff that you would have, if it were valuable, you would sell. And right now, you don't know how much debt you have, but you believe that it is in the multi-thousand gold.
I just had to buy property in the clerk's ward.
Yeah, you had enough startup cost to last you 3 months in, and
It's squandered in a week.
yeah, it was tough. It was a tough time for you.
Okay, so, okay. Wait, what did she give me though?
She gave you 800 gold, 80 platinum pieces.
Ah.
to put in your bag of holding, which is specifically for missions such as these. You've done this enough time.
So check this out. Where is it? So yeah, I pull up my bag of holding and I have her deposit all the money into it. It would take too long if I did it. And then I cast a wrist pocket. I flick at a wrist and I cause the bag of holding to disappear.
Nice.
Very
cool.
Into
a little dimensional demispace.
Oh,
right?
wait. Actually, let me think about this real quick.
I don't know if you can put a bag.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I would know. It says it's transported to an extra dimensional space. And real quick, let's look at bag of holding.
I'm almost positive it's not allowed to go in these.
Inside an extra. Yep. Oh, nope. Oh, no. What it says is placing a bag of holding inside an extra dimensional space created by a handy haversack, portable hole, or similar item instantly destroys a similar item. It instantly destroys both items. This isn't an item causing the magical effect. It's just its own thing.
Yeah.
So rules is written.
I think that it's fine and also part of the reason why you have this job.
Yeah. Cool. So yes.
Of course, it would have to be the case, because why else would you be... Like, you need something that is very secure, such that if someone went through your person, they couldn't see it.
And since this is like a new spell, I imagine that in world it's a pretty rare spell. Like I might have found it deep in the sensorium. So like I like freaking out wizards who know. Like I like showing them that a bag of holding and then flicking it away and then them flinching.
Because they have never seen anything like that. Most of them.
Yeah. Very cool. So yes, I cast Wrist Pocket to secrete away the bag.
Very cool.
And casting time. Oh, it lasts an hour. Technically, I can like recast it.
And your boss, Paltry, says the name of the Mind Flayer is Castiel. They'll answer to it. Like I said, I wouldn't trust many other Mind Flayers in the city to extract pink void salts for you, even if you could get all of the ingredients together.
Okay, so I'm zipping through the sewers on my own. I can move real quick like that. I can also stay pretty sneaky.
And you hear a flash of lightning in the distance.
Is there a vampire around here?
And
they always bring the lightning with them.
The door opens, and you can see what looks like one of the red-haired Scots from Highland Bakeries come in drenched.
Oh fuck! If it's just the Scotsman from Samurai Jack, I'm just imagining it's the Scotsman from. What are you doing in my bakery?
And they don't really even address you. They just come up to the counter and they peek over the different things that you have sold, and they say, "Oh, this one will do," and point to just this simple little black bundt cake you have in the bottom right corner.
Yep, that'll be 2 silver.
And he gives you a single gold piece.
Oh, thank you, sir.
He stares you down. There's another strike of lightning in the distance.
I just smile at him.
And he continues to look at you, finding the exit without turning around.
Have a good day, sir.
Steps off into the storm.
God damn it, I hate those guys.
And she says, "Oh, yeah, they're fucking jerks."
Do you think they're trying to reverse engineer your bunk cake?
And she says, let them try. And yeah, you both have a chuckle, and she says, yes, it's the, well, and then there's another click, the door opens.
You didn't answer my question. Hi, welcome to Paltry's Pastries.
And you notice the person who comes in, they are coming up to you. It is like an Aarakocra. They're like a pigeon person, and they have a little satchel.
And I'm like fluttering above behind the counter with my apron on.
Yeah. And they come up to you. You recognize them as Darren Mistfoot. They're a courier pigeon.
Well, hey, Mr. Misfoot.
And they say, "Oh, I've got a real serious."
Oh, you seem plum tuckered. You seem plum tuckered. Take a seat. Here, have a cookie.
Oh. And what kind of cookie do you get them?
Just like a too much sugar cookie. Much sugar cookie.
Yeah.
And a glass of milk.
And they say, "Oh, Lady Montgomery has been killed."
Oh, that's sad. Who's that?
And Paltry says, "That's the factotum of the sensates, the acting factotum."
Oh, that's sad.
And yes, Aaron or Factal, Aaron Darkflame Montgomery has said that she's been killed. There's here. Look at this letter, and there is a letter
holding it
addressed to you.
Yeah, I'm like holding it up like it's a big map in my hand.
Yeah, you have to put it on a table.
I'm not that
perhaps.
small, but yeah, I'm like.
Yeah. And they say the letter is from your companion in the order. You just find her name. It's just there. Kuatha Dananan, a half-elf of rather high regard, who was a former slave.
Kuatha what?
In Kuatha Dananan, D-A apostrophe N-A-N-I-N.
And they were the...
They have become a notable factotum in the Society of Sensation, and they are sort of your intermediary between the magic users, and especially your relationship with your mentor and the guild itself.
Got it.
They are the person that you go to when you want to get particular concert tickets or into a particular restaurant, and stuff like that. Things that you would need to do within the context of the city. And sometimes she gives you special leads and points of interest, things that she thinks might be up your street, or things that are related to Fey creatures or Fey bacchanals especially. Or she also gives you tips on the races, which you occasionally find yourself betting on.
Like the races.
Yeah.
Paltry.
And
I don't. Oh God, two things. I can't. You and Paltry, I can't handle two things at once. What do I do?
And Paltry says, "Get me," and she checks the letter and says, "Someone wants to send you on a mission to
Yeah, that's what I'm
kill
saying. That's a second mission. You gave me one. No, they're giving me one. I can't do two things, Paltry. You know this.
Wrathbold Wrathson.
I don't know who that is.
I think that they're fated. I'm not sure.
Those guys suck.
Yeah, just let me deal with this.
I don't
see
know
to it myself.
I don't know. Look, Paltry, I'm kind of higher up the chain than you, and it was sent to me. I'm not trying to. I appreciate, but like.
No, you're higher up the chain than Lady Drayton.
Oh, okay.
Paltry is higher up the chain than you.
Okay, my mistake. I got that confused. Okay, yeah. You take that one. I'll do your thing.
And she nods and she says, "Yes, I'm going to kill that motherfucker."
Whoa, who? Which one?
And she shows you the letter, and she sort of it explains that there was, while the mistress was walking alone in the street one afternoon, as she sometimes did after having her late afternoon digestive or post-dinner digestive, there was a curious and random alchemical discharge on Rook Street that cracked the foundations of the city itself, and not only destroyed your faction leader, but also destroyed a particularly beautiful block in the Guildhall ward, which had been preserved despite the rundown of the surrounding neighborhood in previous decades.
So it goes. The Dabble will rebuild it, or they won't.
And Paltry says, "That is why I must take this mission myself." And
You got it.
and
I say to her in Orc.
Yeah. And in Orc she responds, "Now go. Fetch quest."
I'm zoom out the door.
Yeah. And
So
you
the way I move through Sigil is I am like I'm zipping through the streets as fast as possible, like messing people's hair up and like making their hats pop up off of their head as I fly under them. It's like zipping around the place.
Yeah, and you come out and make your way through Little Arcadia. It's the same regular hustle and bustle. You see a number of wizards who are passing by, or other sorcerers. "Hey, Pocket, how you doing?"
What up? What's really cool is I can fly across the ring, which some people can't do.
Yeah. And you pass by I presume you take the way through Crystal Dew Lane.
Sorry, so where am I going again?
You're gonna go to the Slags.
SLH. Yeah, so yeah, exactly. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna fly in pretty close to a straight line there. So what that means is like I'm gonna be rising up above Little Arcadia, not really going through it. I'm like kind of cutting across the wheel.
Okay, well that might just be the case that you notice some people when you leave, who are walking and talking down the street.
Very
your
perceptive.
Boss has described a particular statue, near which is the manhole cover. It's a statue of a cat playing the fiddle. and the closest manhole cover is your way in.
I squeeze through the hole in the manhole with my Fey Passage trait.
Well, you're not quite there yet.
Ah.
When you find yourself flying at the edge of where the slags meet the sandstone district, and you smell the sort of abyssal, decaying rot of that part of the city, a very particular smell you avoid.
I hate it. I hate it.
The sandstone district is where a lot of the city's garbage ends up being dumped. When you see the cat statue, which is actually too life-size, like it's not a large statue, it's the size of a regular cat. Luckily, with your high perception, you're able to make it out while flying over the buildings because of Poultry's keen directions. But you notice that there are two Minotaur that appear to be fighting a fire elemental in and around that statue. It's sort of blocking your way for the time being. What
blocking?
do you do?
Well, I don't think anyone can block my way because I'm a little fairy person. First of all, I've been druid crafting flowery smells on my hand, just kind of holding that to my face the whole time.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just gonna try and just move. Pardon me, excuse me. I'm just gonna zip past them to the manhole cover.
Sure, make a stealth check as you fly in through this battlefield.
One more time, describe to me what they are. What's happening?
So there are two Minotaurs who are standing off with a fire elemental. One of the Minotaurs is basically standing on, or they have 1 foot on the manhole cover that you need to get into at this exact second.
Right.
And yeah, one of them has just tossed a javelin. You can see that the other one has a long sword, and they're wearing rags. They look totally just decrepit. They're shouting out at this fire elemental, "Oh, get us!"
I'm just flying right behind the shoulder of the Minotaur whose foot is down on it.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like looking at him. If he ever turns his head,
Hasn't.
if he turns his head, I kind of like flit to the other side.
And the Minotaur rolls a natural 20 on its perception check and pulls back. Oh,
hi. Can you scoot over just a little bit, please?
That is the point at which the fire elemental shoots a ball of flame at the two of you. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh. Make sure I don't have anything for this. Let me double check my traits. Oh. Okay, that's a good thing. Okay. Oh, very good. I roll a 21.
With a 21, you're able to dodge out of the way.
I just have my hands behind my back.
The Minotaur also,
like a dragonfly, back into place.
Both you and the Minotaur are able to
sorry.
pull yourselves out.
One sec. And I'm going to flick my head towards the fire elemental, and I neglected to describe them before, but I have like these sort of insectoid-like antenna.
Like antenna, yeah.
Like sort of these frilly antenna for my forehead. They stand up and glow, and I used momentary stasis on the fire elemental.
Very cool.
And it needs to make a con saving throw.
It's 17, right?
Yes.
Look, I'll just 1 second. It fails.
So it becomes encased in a field of magical energy and freezes for until it takes damage or until its next turn, about 10 seconds or so. I turn to the Minotaur and I say, "Go get him! He's all yours."
And the two brothers look at each other, and they run into an alleyway.
Oh, they run away from it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I zip down through the manhole.
You do that. And
that's how I handle encounters.
good.
No fighting for me.
There is a dank, mildewy smell once you sort of make
I'm
it
just
into the
huffing my
sewer.
hand.
Yeah, just spraying your little spray into your hand.
Druid craft.
It is also dark.
I have. Oh, do I? Or do I? I don't have dark vision. I have a rod of alertness. Detect good. Nope. Doesn't really give me any light unless I plant it. Let's see what kind of. Yep, I just cast. I guess I'm not gonna be going super stealthy, but I will cast light. On my antennas.
Cool. So your antennas boom, 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 warble and wobble.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like a cool blue purple light.
Nice. Very good. And just make me a survival check. To see how well you're able to navigate.
Zoop. Oh man, I get lost so easy. Oh jeez. Oh, zoop. I'm going to use my Chronal Shift ability to re-roll this.
Okay, you have to take the roll though.
Yes. God damn it. Well, it would have been a 10, but now it's a 7.
Interesting.
Zoop. So I'm like,
find
I do one of those
yourself.
tracer rewind, and I go a different way.
And you land right in the chest of Goth Bandit, and you
I'm sorry,
find
please don't hit me.
yourself surrounded by 7 thieves.
I'm sorry, please don't hit me.
Roll
Please.
initiative.
Oh. Hi, boys. I get a 19.
Very good. Let me just get their character sheets very quickly.
And this is like just your typical like long sewer corridor that ends in right turns and stuff.
Yeah. Got a 19, you said?
Yeah.
Very good. You can see that these thieves are all wearing matching black outfits. And,
look, you're all the matching
there
your little
are
hats.
They have badges with little red crows
Oh,
on
got-
them.
you
It
got-
is.
Are you guys like a club?
You are the first to act.
Are you guys like a little club? I'm just gonna try talking to him for a sec.
And they say, "We're the Red Crows." And all of them.
Oh!
And
we motherfuckers, not motherfuckers.
and they pull out their knives. And why shouldn't we take you for all that you have, little fairy?
Because I'm just a little fairy. What all could I have?
You know your kind. Very tricksy.
What the fuck?
You have that staff?
Well, yeah, fuck
And
this.
they look at you.
Yeah, fuck this. And I catch on fire as the flames, they rear back like the head of a dragon. They cover my
Uh-huh.
feet, granting me explosive speed as I cast Flame Stride. My speed is increased by 20, and I don't invoke attacks of opportunity. What I'm going to
Wonderful.
do is I'm going to like fly past each of them and away down a
Yeah.
corridor. So when I move within 5 feet of a creature or object that isn't being worn or carried, it takes 1d6 fire damage from the
Cool.
trail of heat. So I just like zip past them, catch them on fire, and
Yeah, you
leave.
just do that damage.
So they each take a d. Do I roll 1d6 or?
Let's just do 1d6 for
Okay.
all of them.
That's 5.
Cool.
And I
They
just
are
go.
all
And I
highly singed.
I use all 50 of my flying speed to do that and get as far away as possible.
And you hear one of them call out, "We'll find you, fairy. We'll find you. Caw! Caw!
Oh my god.
Caw!"
Yeah, but is that enough for me to like get around a corner, or am I still in their sight?
Yeah. Yes, yes. You have gotten out of their sight. And
Bird brains.
and that's your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Um
Well, hold on. Actually, no. Technically,
Um,
no. Technically, I still have an action because that was only a bonus action. I can't use it to cast a spell, but I can use it to attempt to hide. So I try and hide like up somewhere towards the ceiling.
And to your surprise, they do not pursue you. With your high perception, you can hear one of them say, "Oh, should we go after him?" And another one respond, "No, fairies are too tricksy. Let's just end up killing each other."
I'm nodding.
And they leave you.
Okay. Yeah, keep going.
Cool. Just make me another survival check.
Okay. Pocket.
Now you're really turned around, though.
Okay, pocket. Okay, pocket. This isn't the right way. Chronal shift. It is a little better this time. It goes from an 8 to a 12, and that's both of my chronal shifts.
12 is just enough. And you sort of snake through and find a little chalk lantern graffiti that you know is the marker to the hallway down which the tinkerer Castiel is reported to live.
Yes. Yeah. I go to the door?
There is no door. When you go through the hallway, you just find yourself in a large, about 40-foot by 30-foot stone room. There are a number of tables with various interesting magical ingredients and artificeries on them, and
Knock
in the
knock.
corner, doing crochet, you can see a purple-skinned mind flare.
Ooh. I just flutter right up and look close at what they're working on.
Yeah, when you get closer, you discover that it looks like some kind of hair fiber that's being made into like a sheet, like a down pillow cover or something.
Have I met this guy before, or is this the first time I'm meeting him?
You would have met him maybe once, no more than once.
Hi, Mr. Cassiel. It's me, Pocket, from Paltries.
And they say back in their very intense
Telepathic
abyssal voice, yeah, "Pocket, it's been ages since I've seen you."
You're looking good. What are you working on?
And He says, "Voodoo blanket.
Voodoo.
It's a very
Voodoo.
delicate process."
Oh, sorry. I'll try not to. Uh, I'll miss. I'm just gonna sit right here. I'm a little tuckered. You got some bird brains lingering in the tunnels around here.
And
Some motherfuckers. Some motherfuckers.
he says, "Oh, I wish that they would come in here." And he
Me too.
sort of points over to like a phonograph, a gramophone in the corner, and music begins playing.
Oh. I thought you were gonna pointing for me to start it, but you're just all magic. Very cool. That's not magic. I'm sorry. It's psionics.
And he says, "Well, it's
Oh, here's the money. You know why I'm here, right?
And he looks in the bag.
Actually, sorry. Before I produce it, I say, "Here's the money." Oh wait, you know why I'm here, right? It's still in my wrist pocket.
And he says, "No."
We need some. We heard that you would some pink void salts.
And his eyes get a bit wide when you say this. And he nods.
Now I produce. I flick at the wrist. Here.
Yes.
I think this should be enough.
He goes to a scale and begins weighing the platinum.
Yeah, Pocket's sweating a little bit, thanking himself for not pinching into it. I'm not a thief.
And the Mind Flayer says, "Oh, yes, okay. Well, you just come this way." And they take you over to a vault in a back room, and using their
one sec.
powers. Oh, it's fine.
Yeah. Eating a pot pie from Cracker Barrel.
Oh my.
My parents like to order.
That seems like a pretty far delivery.
It is always super goddamn expensive. I don't really care. I'm not the one paying for it.
Hey, I hear that. I've got to try and get less delivery.
It is just across the bridge from Rockwall, but it is fucking 6 o'clock.
Is there Cracker Barrel in Rockwall now?
I'm pretty sure.
Well, I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know either. I never go.
Because the only one that I know is like closer to 635. Not that it's important.
Let me see. Yep. There's one right off of 30 in Rockwall.
What? Crazy how Texas has changed.
Okay, yeah. I followed him into his vault room.
Yes, and he pulls the void salts from the vault room and says, "Just need to check them for purity."
Oh, how do you do that? I come up real close and I watch.
And he takes you over to one of the alchemical working tables, and he shows you his testing kit. And you can see that it's a pre-made kit. It's got a picture of a holder on it, and it says Xanathar Industries. And he says, just gotta put a little bit of this Doppler potion on it. And he puts it in a little mortar and pestle and begins grinding it up, and you can smell the dust of it.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes the Doppler and not going well. Fucking, it's the worst roll of my life, and it's happening on camera. One second.
I'm sorry, what just happened?
So when he puts the Doppler material on the pink void salts, there's a sound like smashing glass, and the other materials on the thereby table begin being drawn into the reaction, and something like a silvery, goopy mist begins to form up and swirl.
Mr. Castiel, is this supposed to happen?
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Mr. Castiel. 21.
And he says, what? And
Mr. Castiel, Mr. Castiel.
casts a dimension door on himself.
I go with him.
And he pushes you. He doesn't let you through his dimension door.
What? I dimension door. Or not dimension door. I Misty Step.
Cool. So when you attempt to Misty Step, you find yourself temporarily transmitted into a dark abyssal demiplane, and you can hear a cackling voice around you, and something that says, I see you.
Nope.
Pocket.
Nope.
And you can feel something like a black hand reach through the ether.
This is like while I'm Misty.
Yeah, in your misty form. And it pulls you, and you just feel yourself like a thrust, like a really intense, like you just fall down a chute. And that is where we'll stop our session 0.
Fuck yeah. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Little Xanathar reference.
Yeah. You know, used those few spells, so I'll be like in the middle of it whenever I start in the other one.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and you didn't take any damage, luckily.
Oh, if I take damage, it's a bad day for Pocket.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you have to like do everything you can to be strategic and avoidance. I
Hmm.
feel like that was a really cool, interesting little Sigil session.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
It's nice being back in the city.
Uh-huh. Yeah, now I know. Yes, now I know who Pocket is.
Is that So yeah, how would you describe their sensibility, their personality?
uh, they're they're obviously super eager to learn about things that interest them. So general arcane stuff. They're
Yeah.
gonna be very attentive. They don't take things super seriously. Death isn't a weight to them. They don't want to, but it fucking happens. Uh, they they try to be nice to everybody probably,
Hmm.
but also they are a cager, so uh, will talk shit about assholes behind their backs.
Nice. Um, yeah, I thought it. God, it's really funny the way it seems like so many adventures break down into either kill this person or fetch this item.
Yeah,
At the end of all adventuring, you know.
at the
So
beginning, I kept my brain kept defaulting to Bast, or at least just what I think of as a cager, which is just like a typical New Yorker style voice. But
I
I'm like,
wanted to
no,
give.
I'm not doing that.
I
And so,
think Paltry. I wanted to give like a Chicago Liz Lemon accent. Maybe if she shows in the real show.
uh-huh. So I found this
I'm working here.
I found this recently, which is I think a really cool reference, but I was just kind of looking through it and I'm like, "Oh, Lisp. I can do Lisp real good.
Yeah, yeah.
I can do super Lisp real good."
That is a really helpful thing.
Yeah. And I wanted Pocket to be cute, so Lisps.
It's fun. I guess that it may be worth mentioning that technically, in the finest of bylines, what Travis's intuitions were, I guess what everyone's were, is true that the spirit of Bast is inside of the Elder One. He's obviously dead,
Uh-huh.
um, but in this context, in this capacity, Bast can't move on to an afterlife
Right.
because his soul is contained within this magical
And neither can
artifact.
Theodis, I assume.
Neither can Theodos, yeah. And so there will be different paths that you can take.
Obviously, obviously Blake and possibly Russo, their new main quest is going to just inevitably be trying to either resurrect us or put those souls to rest. That's what their personal. That's what I'm predicting, at least for Blake, because that's where they were at the end
Yeah,
of the session. It's like, all right, now we just got to go resurrect them. Regardless of whether we play the characters after any weird stuff happens, I don't mind.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I was thinking, like, it may just be the case that that means Bass can actually live his retirement.
Right.
I think that for Travis, it may be that he goes back to playing Theodos, and I sort of hope that that is the case.
Mm.
That's what I'm secretly rooting for. But the thing about it is that depending on what the party does in the next couple of sessions, you may or may not be able to revive or extract Theodos slash
Yeah.
Bast at all. So it's
Only
already
time will
been a
tell.
totally wild ride.
Yeah. I'm really
And I think
excited.
that, yeah, it was such an interesting place where we left too, with the Mind Flayer and the D&D
Mhm.
game and the D&D game.
Oh my God! Yes, that is where it ended, isn't it?
Yeah,
Very cool. That helped a lot.
good, good. Yeah, I thought that it was a pretty interesting, cute little session.
But yeah, I imagine he looks like more like the face in the second picture, but with more of the clothes of the first one.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
Hell yeah. That was fun.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. It's good playing. You said you're doing 3 games these days?
Yeah.
Um, your Icewind Dale campaign?
No, actually,
Um,
technically 4.
like,
Yeah, I play on Sundays with Corey and Kelty and Ian and a couple other people.
yeah.
Whenever we can meet up. And then my Monday group, obviously, and then on later on Tuesdays, I play with like Sean and Veronica, Adam and Holly and Corey, which is more of
Mhm.
the Farhaven multiplanar Farhaven restoration project campaign.
Nice. I'm glad there's still movement in Farhaven. I think about it often.
Mm-hmm.
And now, especially Elsha's in our game, it's like the full crossover.
Yeah.
Farhaven is canon in our world, which
No,
is
yeah, no. We need to
like,
sit down and just have like a world kit bashing session and talk about
yeah.
and yeah, and then we
It's
can
gone through so many phases now,
we
but
could
like
take
that
turns
is
actually
itself.
DMing.
Mhm.
I'd love to DM for you and the group at one point or another.
Yeah, schedules permitting. That would be the
No, I
best
mean
thing.
like in the slot that we're playing in, like down the line at one point. You know what I mean? We could like kind of like swap back and forth or take turns doing something.
Yeah, yeah, that would be interesting. Um, I've been thinking about different play styles, and I love Farhaven. Like, it's always been a really, I don't know, just thinking about the kinds of classic, but also particular staple things. It can fit so much.
Well, what was
Um,
that thing that guy said to your character? Chaos isn't order,
Power
man.
is not control.
Or, oh, it was yeah. No, it's control is not order, man, or something
Something
like
like
that.
that, yeah.
All right, man. Well, that's fun. I'm gonna hop out.
Yeah. No worries. It was good seeing you, and I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.